Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? I hope all is well. I hope everybody's, enjoying their Tuesday. I'm off today, one of my days off. Thank God from that dreaded place I call a job. But anyways, I'm back, guys. How you guys doing? I hope that y'all out working or chilling like I am today. Hope you all have a good day. I just came from court today. Courts, I love the courts. I'm not gonna lie. In Manhattan, I really love the courts. I know court is a lot that goes into it, and I know that justice is not justice for everyone, and justice is unequal, and hasn't been fair for a long time. So since bitter, it's up and it's down. But I'm not gonna lie. In another life, I had to be a lawyer because I love being around courts. And I don't know what it is. I've never, a jailbird, never been to jail, don't want to go to jail, don't have no feelings for going to jail. Jail is not in my future whatsoever. I try to do everything to stay out the way, even when I'm furious and I'm angry and I really want to knock somebody's tail off their damn shoulders. I try to have that thought always to come to mind. First of all, we're not going to jail, so you're going to calm down, right? You're going to have a seat, and you're going to shut your mouth. Figure out what's going on before you react. That's one. Two, I have family and people that I think I live for nowadays besides myself. I'm really trying to get myself out of the situation and get myself into a better situation. But sometimes life takes a turn and it does its own thing, right? But all I can do is try to stay forward, stay on my path, whatever that may be. If it's not the right way, God is usually going to stir me back in the right direction when I go off the wrong way. So I hope that I don't go off in the wrong way no time soon. I hope I just stay on the right direction that I'm trying to go in. I've had a lot that's happened in the last couple of months since last year. I've been going through a lot. I really didn't want to say it out loud because it's been one of the worst things I've ever been through in my life. I hope no one ever goes through what I've been through. Let's just put it like that. It's a long story, and I'm gonna have to break it down segments to tell you guys what it is. But just pray for me and my family, okay? Just pray for me and my family. So I'm gonna try to give y'all the reason why I'm in court. I have to get orders to protect myself because can't tell that part yet. I'll hold that one off until I'm finished doing what I gotta do. So since January, I've been going through it physically, but I was going through it in the middle of last year as well, because I seen my father in April. He was doing okay. He probably wasn't doing too well then. He's been sick for a long time. Before that I didn't know. My aunt passed away a couple of years ago, and he was sick then because he was telling me things then about his body, not gaining weight. He had a problem because he kept losing weight and he didn't know why. He never really told me about his circumstances as far as, his health. He had went to the hospital like maybe 2 or 3 times, and he wouldn't tell me exactly what was going on verbatim because, he's an army man, he's an alpha man, They don't like to tell their daughters, and their women's what's really going on with him. So I really couldn't get all that good information that I could have really used to have helped him. But maybe he felt like he could help himself. I wish he would have let me help him. And I would have did everything in my power. But so let's say April of last year I seen him. He was up, but he was also complaining about his legs. And I was trying to tell him to go to the hospital. But you know how men are. You can't force them to go. I know if I told him, let me go with you, and I think I have in the past, he wouldn't let me go with him. You know, it's just that stubbornness. I think if people are sick or you're not doing well as a person, man or woman, you need to let your family help you if they have the best of intentions. Okay? That's one. Two, always have your, like they would say, affairs in order. Always make sure you have a power of attorney. Always make sure you have somebody that if you cannot function on your own to help you, you'll have somebody over you. You know? And that's not always the case. In this case, it wasn't my case. My father felt like he didn't need no one because in life he was dependent. He was independent and he didn't need anyone. And he was able and of stable mind and, you know, but when he got sick, of course, when you get sick, you're not going to be of stable mind. You can't advocate and take care of yourself in the same way like you normally could, right? If you didn't have those issues around you. So the sicker my father got, the worse it got. Conversations was had about, you know, him getting people years ago to help him, for him to put, you know, insurance, for him to put a power of attorney, and he didn't want to do it. My dad was stubborn. He didn't want to do it. And those things will come back to hurt you and your family. So if you take anything from this right here, right now, please make sure, you know, your family members, if they get older or if they have problems with their bodies and they're sick, make sure they have the power of attorney in place. Make sure they have someone they could trust to take care of their affairs. Because this right here, it was a mess, child. And I'm going to get into that. I'm just going to give you what I want anyone to know, to not be like me in our situation. Please do that. Don't hesitate. If you have kids, please let them help you. Or start educating them so they can help you when you can't help you. That's 1. 3, 4, and 5, and 6. That's everything. Please. Black people, you know, we stubborn. I don't want to get your shit together. Stop playing with me. Get it together. All right? And you won't go through anything of what I've been through. And it's still going through because my dad wasn't listening to what could have really helped us and could have helped him to do better, to live, at least in his last days, to live better. So I'm gonna try to give you something without me. I can't help the emotions, but you know, I don't want to cry. So here we go. So I'm going to say April of last year, I went to go see my father. I needed help with something. And he was able to help me with that something. You know, like he always have on that part. You know, he tried what he could. He gave what he could. And he did try. So he did help me. That was 1. 2, let me see. What could I do? So then a couple of months go by. Let's say from April, I'm speaking to him in May. You know, he's sounding like he's, you know, he's hanging in there, whatever. And I'm thinking that if he really needs help, he's going to call the ambulance. He's going to get help. This is not going to linger if he really needs the help. He'll let me help him if he really is sick. And there's things that didn't happen. But, so when he helped me, May goes by. Okay, what comes next? May, June goes by. And I try to call my father. And I'm like, this phone's not picking up. So I'm like, you know, he said at some point to me that he may not be in contact with me. So I was like, you know, maybe that's just that. Let me just give him a month or 2. Let me not do too much. Maybe he is all right. And I didn't want to bug him. So I'm like, okay, let me just leave him alone for a minute. And that's what I did. I gave him some space. And now that's June that went past. We talked about July goes past. I'm like, I start scratching my head like, okay, this is not weird that somebody I speak to anytime I feel like it, get on the phone with him 4 or 5 times a day if I wanted to, or 2 or 3 times a week or 5 times a week. He speaks to him once every day. You know, I could do that. And suddenly I couldn't reach him. So July goes by, August go by, and that feeling really starts, really in July was kicking me. But in August, it was smacking me in the face. And I'm like, what the heck? Why do I feel what I'm feeling? I do not know what's going on, but I'm feeling crazy. And I'm trying to ignore those feelings. And I'm starting to feel more down. I'm starting to feel more heavy. I'm starting to feel more depressed. And I couldn't shake this feeling I had. That was literally, if it could have came out of my body and said, yo. And so by September, I think I was calling my brother, like, October. I'm calling my brother, my other brother, and I'm asking him, have you spoke to our father? You know what I'm saying? Because I know he could contact him too from whenever he went to. So I'm like, is it just me? Is it just my phone that's not working? And my brother's like, I don't know, but I'm gonna try. So he gets on the phone. He speaks to my younger sister who lives with me. He tries to get in contact with my dad. It didn't work. So I'm like, cool, let me just fall back. We fall back. Me thinking it's all right. And then a couple of months later, so that was, like I said, August. So September, November, it's really, like, irking me. Everything that I told you I was feeling. And I'm like, I'm damn near shaking inside. Like, what the blank is going on? I can't get in contact with this man. I'm having this crazy-ass feeling. So then, long story short, my dad, I get in contact with my brother, let's say October-ish, November-ish, and my brother is like, okay, he's gonna try it again. He's trying to speak to our father. He couldn't get through to him. He tried to do a 3-way. He tried to get my sisters on the phone. He tried to do everything. So at that point, I started to call my cousin, because my cousin lived with my uncle. My uncle and my father are pretty close, somewhat, sort of. So I wanted to see if it was just me, if he was cool. My uncle would have been like, no, your father's okay, relax, his phone is off. If he would have gave us any idea, I would have been like, okay, cool. I would have shut up and I would have sat back. I would have said nothing, because I know that he's all right. It's just, whatever. And I probably would have went out there and see if I could have helped him, pay the bill, whatever he needed. Long story short. So my cousin gets involved, right? And she's calling my uncle. My uncle is acting like whatever he's acting like. We try to call my brother that lives with my father, and my brother that lives with my father is saying that he doesn't want people talking to his father. Now my father has 4 of us all together, okay, including him is 4 all together, 2 girls, 2 boys. He lives with my father. He's the youngest boy, so he's acting like he don't want nobody to live with his father. He don't want anybody to speak to his father, that his father is taking a nap in the middle of the day, that his father is sleeping in the morning, that his father, now my father, our father, is a military man. So he woke up at 6 a.m. every day, at 5, to be honest. Quite honest, I think 4:30, 4 o'clock. So he's up in the mornings. He don't go to bed till like 9, maybe 8:30 at night. He's an older man, of course. So he be up all day. So for him to be sleeping in the middle of the freaking day, there is something wrong. That man stay moving around. That man's a walker. That man stayed in shape. That man, of course you fall out of shape, but he always got back in shape. He didn't let his stuff totally go at no point, okay? If he could help it, he was in shape. He constantly looked out for himself. So now it's starting to all really punch me in the face, because I'm like, well, 1, why is my younger brother talking like he's the only sibling? 2, why can't we go see her? Why can't I come see our dad? Like, what's going on? Why are you fighting me through the phone? Him and my uncle were both fighting through the phone, acting like they have no common sense. So it's like, you know what? By January 29th, I was knocking on that door. When I came to the door, my brother was trying to get my father's issues with letting me in. My father kind of shooed him away and let me in. I look at my dad, he could barely stand. My dad is holding a cane, leaning all his weight between the cane and the damn wall, trying to hold himself up. Yeah. I'm going to clock back in with y'all. Yeah, enjoy your passions. Have a beautiful day. I'll get back in touch.